You might think that being nice and saving face might be the polite thing to do. But when working with a real estate agent, there are certain things that you should never say, or it could end up costing you thousands of dollars. So stick with me and we'll go through some of those things to avoid. Basically, the market in the San Antonio area is kind of going up and down, mostly down. As far as buyers are concerned, the prices are going down. Some areas are going up about 0.6%, while other areas are dropping 3.3%. So overall, there's been a drop, and so it's become more of a buyer's market. However, you can still have some faux pas. So here are 4 faux pas that I want you to avoid so that you don't regret your purchase. The first thing you should never say to your agent is, "Show me something cheap." Now you need to be real specific about cheap, because in the end, it could cost you more. So, for example, are we going to look at a house that's $50,000? May cost $150,000 to fix up to make it livable, versus looking at a $200,000 house that only needs $10,000 worth of work. Which one's going to be better? Let's look at something cheap can mean something completely different to me and to you. So we need to be more specific and fine-tune that and figure out what your main goal is of something cheap. You're going to buy cheap and put a lot in, or do you want to buy a little more and put less in? It's real important that we as realtors know what your goal is. Now, statement number 2, never say, "I'll know it when I see it." Because what that tells your agent is you have no idea what you want. We're going to be looking all over the place. And you may not know it when you see it. What you need to do is be able to tell your agent how many bedrooms, bathrooms, you want a garage, you want to be in the country, you want to be in the city. What do you want to do with the property? Do you want to lease it out? Do you want to flip it? Do you want to sell it? Do you want to Airbnb it? Are you going to live in it? Are you going to lease it now and live in it later? What is it you want to do with the property will help a great deal, and who all's going to live in it? And does it matter where it's located at? So all these things come into play. Really fine-tuning those things are very important. And also, we like to know kind of the flavor, and we'll send you listings because we want you to look at them and click yes or no. I like this one or don't like that one, because it tells us the personality of a home you want. Do you want a modern home or a country one, or one with high ceilings, or one with vaulted ceilings? You like the open floor plan, or one that's a little more cozy? Do you like a yard or not a yard? Do you need a garage or not? All these things come into play, so we can narrow down the search and really focus on what you want. So these things are important, and hopefully a good agent will send you some things when you don't know to narrow it down and ask you some questions about yourself and maybe what you want to do, so that they can kind of determine, if you like to hang out in the backyard or you don't want any yard work at all. So now, statement number 3, my budget's whatever I get approved for. Well, now, I've sort of heard this before. So what if you're approved for $400,000 and we're going, yay, but really you only want a $2,000 a month payment. So that means you're going to have to spend $200,000, $220,000. You're not going to be able to spend $400,000. Being clear about what your payment's going to be with what you're going to purchase and with your lender is all very important, because payments are a lot of time what's important to people. Not always, but it's good to be clear on, and that helps us know if we're out showing you the things that you can't buy or you don't want to make those kind of payments on. I would highly recommend that you're clear on what your payments will be and on what you're approved for. The final statement to be aware of is, I don't care about resale. I'm going to just live here forever. Well, maybe that's true and maybe that's not, but if I'm helping you and you're in your 30s and you say you're going to live here forever, I know statistically that's probably not probable. But at that time, if you want to buy a home that's got 25 steps going up to it, that's fine. But if I take a client out who is 50 years old and they're thinking, oh, that house is so cute, and I'm thinking, but there's 25 stairs to get up. In time, if you plan on this being your last home, you maybe have to get an elevator or get some special way to get up and down. We don't want it to become hard for you over time. I don't care about resale value, can matter. And as long as your agent understands you and knows more about it. Also, if you're near schools, what the grade of the schools are, proximity to traveling, to getting on highways, things like that. All those things matter. Do you have a yard or not? What's outside the yard? Do you have a power line behind you? A lot of people don't like power lines. Although you might get a good deal on the house, you need to consider when you sell it, it's not going to be as good as the other homes in the neighborhood. These are all things to consider because the market inventory right now is pretty good in Bexar County and San Antonio area. So it's great for buyers, definitely a buyer's market. But you want to be strategic in what you buy because it's not always going to be like this. And one day you'll be a seller. And what you're purchasing, you want to make sure that it holds value and that it's going to work for you in the long run with whatever your goals are. Stick with me just a little bit longer, and I'm about to go into the power questions to ask your agent. Power question number 1. How do you determine the price and value of a house in a neighborhood other than the asking price of the home? There's a lot of other factors that come into it. It's just like on Zillow and Redfin and all of them, they're just gathering data and numbers from houses and neighborhoods. They don't look at any of the upgrades. I would consider upgrades in the house. I consider stairs, how much yard, location, does it back up to a busy road? What's the condition of the house? Does it have upgraded countertops, flooring, paint, things like that? Any additional extras that other homes don't have? Even landscaping outside. There's a lot of different things in there. Also the school. You might want a highly graded school district. That makes a difference on property values as well. So hopefully your agent will be able to tell you those things are things that they would consider. Question number 2 to ask is, what risk and red flags do you see in this neighborhood and for this property that I might not be aware of as a buyer? A good, strong agent is going to tell you about red flags or maybe repairs. For example, if you're buying a house, your AC is already 15 years old or your water heater, that you are going to have those repairs in the next 5 years. Highly likely those will need to be replaced. Little things like that. If the neighborhood is growing or shrinking or landlocked, how the schools are doing. So there's some different things there that your agent can tell you about. Maybe there's a business coming up that you just do not want to be around that's going to drop property values, and sometimes that happens. But then again, sometimes it goes up, especially if they put in an HEB nearby, then you're going to be able to go grocery shopping. So that's a good one that happened recently. Power question number 3. Given the current market in Bexar County and the San Antonio area, what strategies would you use to help me purchase this house? I'm the agent. You're asking me this. What strategies? Well, I'm going to look at all those things we just talked about and say, okay, how many days has this house been on market? Who's selling it? Why are they selling it? Are they motivated? There's a whole variety of things like that. Take in any negatives, or if I have to get pricing on things that need to be improved to bring it up to what the price should be or what the price already is, if it's not accounting for needing more flooring or something of that nature, then I'm going to get those prices and bring it up to where it should be in order to meet those levels that I need it to, so that later on I don't have a problem with value. So that's what I would do. I would take a look at and encompass all those different factors when helping you come up with a price and negotiate. So there's a lot of factors you find out when talking to the other agent and doing research on the property and the area if you're not familiar with that particular neighborhood. Hopefully these helped you. I look forward to next time. Thank you.